I'm going to talk about some beauty news, some things that have been happening, some things that annoy me, some things that I like. Basically, I'm just going to give my commentary on what's happening in the beauty community right now. And you are welcome to express your opinion respectfully as well. Let's go. So the first thing is going to be, of course, the Glamlight and Coca-Cola collaboration. So this has apparently been years in the making, and the influencers are very hyped about it, and they're saying that this is the collaboration that apparently is the collaboration of the century. This is the biggest brand in the world, and how did they pull it off, and it's so amazing. There's one thing I don't personally agree with, that is creating excessive FOMO. Now, the Coca-Cola collection has nothing in there that interests me. It's very cute, sure, but the colors don't appeal to me as much. I'm more of a Barbie, Rick and Morty collection kind of person. So there was a whole controversy where people are saying that they shouldn't have exclusively launched on TikTok Live, and the brand itself and the influencers have been hinting that the actual brand Coca-Cola was behind wanting to launch on TikTok first. I watched Ali Dawson's video, and in it there's a little clip of Giselle, the owner of Glamlight, saying that this is your only chance to get this collection while she was doing the TikTok Live. Now, I don't think it was mentioned at that point that it would be launching on the website as well. I'm not sure whether it was said at that point whether the collection would be launching on the website later, because it seemed to me that it was being portrayed that the TikTok Live was the only place you could purchase it, and that is that. And people were saying all sorts of things like, this gives us HSN QVC vibes, or we don't use TikTok. But the point for me was that creating FOMO and saying that this may be your only chance to get these products, I disagree with that. Glamlight did apologize to the customers for this, and now Trendmood has posted that they're launching this collection on the website tomorrow, and the pictures are kind of strange, especially these swatch pictures. If this collab was years in the making and apparently so important, I don't understand what happened here. Also, I'm a little worried for Glamlight. I've been seeing hundreds of annoyed customers commenting on their Instagram and different influencers' YouTubes. It's not the best thing to see. I actually really like Glamlight. I have a huge pile of their products, all sorts of things, and I want this brand to continue down the trajectory they've had so far. Granted, I didn't get those horror collections because the palettes or the colors didn't appeal to me, but like I said, lots of things, even from back in the day, like the Cake palette or Michaela palettes, or like I mentioned, Barbie and Rick and Morty are my two absolute favorites from Glamlight. And there was the Scooby-Doo collection that I got, and the Chucky palette was really good, but I didn't get the other horror collabs, or I don't think I will be purchasing Coca-Cola as well, because it's just a little too simple for my taste. I think a lot of people, I think they like these really pale, transparent glosses, which I do not find interesting. I like my lip colors to be opaque, sometimes bold colors, and just overall impactful. I don't like a thin layer of gloss. I actually don't even do glosses unless they're like super sparkly or just all around special. That is that. I hope that they make the changes necessary to keep being the beloved brand that we know, and I wish them luck. Another strange phenomenon that I experienced was that searching YouTube, I could not find reviews of the Pat McGrath's Luminous Legends collection. I think there are only one or two small influencers at this point who have uploaded some reviews, but they were not, at least for me, enough to decide whether I wanted to get them or not. And I'm just wondering, has Pat McGrath Labs lost popularity? What's happened there? Because This is another brand that I wish would make a comeback. The Bella Beauty Bar Vamp Palette. This is being heavily promoted by a lot of influencers and I don't like this. I don't know why. It's just that red and that purple, that corally red with purple. This is a color combination I don't like. I find this color combo to be very... I don't know how to describe it. It's not a color scheme that I like. If I were to get this, I might get it for the special shades. It's just the opposite of appealing. Melt Cosmetics came out with their Halloween collection and to me it's just so disappointing. This is a collection with Universal monsters and it got me thinking, what kind of demographic are they hoping to target with this? Because these movies came out in 1931, 35, and 1954. I don't suppose they are as well known now. As a makeup artist, yes, I did study them in makeup school because that was when special effects makeup really took off. But apart from that, I'm not sure what the appeal is with this particular collaboration. For the customers, that is. Even last year, I did a video on collection design and I just don't know what goes on in their minds when they make these collections. So there is one bag with one set of monsters shown. There's a small rectangular palette, then there's a quad, and there's a mirror with one monster, and there's this squeezy tube, which is I think the face gloss. And there's 3 lip colors from another monster. Why could it not be like one quad for each of the 3 monsters, or one palette for each of the 3 monsters, and maybe 1 or 2 lip colors for each of the monsters, and then a bunch of accessories on the side like the mirror, the bag, and whatever else is in there? It seems kind of odd to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's just so odd. One thing that I like though, I like the little quad. I think that is very cute. But would I buy it for the theming? No, probably not. These monsters are not particularly easy on the eyes. On the other hand, I have decided to watch all these horror movies to really get into the Halloween spirit. I'm kind of over the brands that are doing singles now. I love Cleona. I have a huge Cleona singles collection, but I feel like at this point they've kind of done it all and there is only so much you can do with colors and shifts and all that. And I wish that they would maybe do palettes. I like the ones they released before, the Archeo, Paleo, Oceano, whatever, but I think they were way too pricey for what they were. They weren't even at the top of my list of purchases. The nail polishes as well, I think they have a lot of really nice ones. I'm not sure how many people do nail polishes. Like, I do them too, but sporadically. I'm not a huge nail person. I like to have practical nails because it's a habit I learned when I was actually doing my chartered accountancy, when I had to constantly operate the calculator, and you can't do that at full high speed in an exam if you have long nails. But for people who like nail polishes, I think these are gorgeous. I like this collection from Profusion Cosmetics. I wish it was readily available here in Canada. I would try them out, but it's not, unfortunately. I also like the Patrick Ta Barbie collection. If I didn't have that pink palette from maybe last year or whenever, I would have bought this. But honestly, you only need one hot pink blush, and I have that. The swirly gloss from Fenty is lovely. The ABS Sugar and Spice palettes are kind of boring for someone with my aesthetic, but I will give this to them that the palettes I recently tried from them, what was it, the Rose Metals palette, that was excellent. It's so easy to do. It's the kind of eyeshadow you do if you're getting late from work and you just want to swipe it on and you don't want a lot of a hassle. It's that user-friendly. If someone likes this color story, these are definitely going to be good. Their shimmers, at least in the palettes that I've tried, are not particularly shimmery or glittery. They're more on the demure and mindful side. Hourglass has apparently released some secret palettes, and none of these really speak to me. I'm also one of those people who believe that if you have a palette from previous years, you're good. But then again, I prefer a little bit more variation in my cheek colors as well as eyes and lips. I'm not the kind of person who will collect 50 shades of nude pink cheek products. These are excellent quality. There is no question about that. e.l.f. Cosmetics is out here duping things, and I like that. These eyeshadows look promising, but I wish they would make the colors a little bit brighter. The Chanel collection looks really nice. Actually, the eyeshadow palette, but I'm seeing some swatch pictures and I don't think they're going to be that pigmented. So personally, it's nothing that I would be interested in, but I like seeing a luxury brand doing a bright pink eyeshadow. And a purple and a peach and a silver. All of them actually. There's another ambient lighting palette, Dream Edit by Hourglass. Interesting. Hourglass seems to be going all out this holiday season. They are pricey, but they're also good quality. Let's talk about the ColourPop Stranger Things collection. Now, this is a very interesting collection. I haven't been intrigued by ColourPop collections as of late. They had this neutral leaning collection called the After Hours collection that was not very interesting personally to me, because I prefer a lot more color and a lot more vibrant kind of collections, and the Stranger Things collection is just that. It's very colorful, very interesting. I like the black blush. I actually have one from Wet n Wild that they did years ago, and I'm not sure what it would be like now. The rest of the collection is also quite fun. The eyeshadow palette I'm completely sold on. I will pick it up sooner or later. Then there's the Waffle Lip Mask. I actually am not a big collector of lip masks or lip treatments that ColourPop puts in many of their collections, but I purchased the Alice in Wonderland collection lip mask and it was amazing, the birthday cake scent. So if this one is similar to that, I think I will enjoy this, and I want to actually get this. The eyeshadow duo. Now, at first I saw this and I was like, oh, these are holographic, because they were so sparkly and gorgeous, and I think that was just the pictures that I was seeing, because then I saw them live in action on Heather Austin's channel. She was doing eye swatches and they looked like they had cemented to her eyes, and it left me feeling a bit worried, and I think I will be skipping on those, because if you have high impact indie eyeshadows, I think these will maybe fall short of your expectations. The Hawkins Milk highlighter. Now this is very cute, the little milk carton. Of course, I have no idea what any of this means. I did try watching the show once, but I think halfway through the first episode, maybe it was me or my husband watching, and I just kind of lost interest and never went back. But maybe I do need to give this another chance, because it seems to be very popular and I'm trying to get in on the pop culture right now. I actually saw someone try the highlighter and I didn't love the finish of it. It wasn't very high impact, and I think I would prefer something that's a little bit more concentrated in terms of pigment. And now for the last item that I do not see myself getting, and that is the lip trio. I think this is lip gloss with a little bit of sparkle. This is the Ultra Glossy Lips Trio. If they had actually made this a little bit more pigmented, a pigmented yellow, a blue, and a pink, maybe I'd be interested, or maybe if they were selling this separately, maybe I could just get the pink. But since it's a set, and these are again those low impact glossy finishes, I'm actually not into those kind of products. I would rather go barefaced and wear nothing on my face than put on something that is kind of non-existent. There's the NARS collection, of course, gorgeous packaging, but the palette doesn't interest me because I have two holiday palettes from previous years which are much more interesting to me. I think NARS does switch up the colors a little bit, which is good because Hourglass doesn't take a lot of risks when it comes to colors. The Sephora sets I'm skeptical about because the prices of these are quite high. Most products are just sample sizes, which I don't know. I don't think we should be selling samples at such high prices. We should be giving out samples so people can try the product. That's what samples are for. Too Faced. Too Faced is on no one's mind right now. Someone needs to take over this company and restore it to its former glory, because there is still that goodwill associated with that brand, and it's just their holiday collection is the most depressing one I've seen so far. The Danessa Myricks Lightworks palette. Everyone has been raving about this, how innovative the packaging is and everything. But for me, for some reason, the Lightworks palettes just never made sense. I think one of the reasons is that they're just not pretty. In the sense, the outer packaging is so bland most of the time. Even this one, a clear black packaging with that little square shaped thing with the name of everything, and I think it's a mirror as well. It's just not aesthetically pleasing. Also, this palette has a very high price tag, and sure, the shimmers might be special, but there's a few of them that are not special shimmers. They're just satin mattes. There's a couple of shades in there that are quite special. There was a purple one. I think there was one of the iridescents that was really nice, but I would never pay the full price. I wish I could get those two as singles. The previous Lightworks palettes, there was one where there were water activated multichromes, which I did not think was a good idea, and I actually watched demonstrations of it and it didn't look good. And then there was the last one, which also, I just can't seem to do it. I would much rather buy an Ensley Rain palette. Somehow I think the indie brands are just doing it better. There was the Sigma Mermaid collection. That one I actually really liked. I might pick it up in the future sometime. I think it's very pretty, very ethereal. It has a few special shades in there as well. I think this was the design, everything else was excellent as well. So good job, Sigma. Natasha Denona coming out with teeny tiny products for the holidays. $27 for the teeny tiny I Need a Nude eyeshadow kit. And then there is the Mini Rose Cheek Duo for $20. Those are hefty price tags for teeny tiny things, and well, they're good basic products if you want to gift them. Those were all the things I wanted to comment on today. I think there is going to be a lot more releases before the holidays, and it will get overwhelming. So I will hop on another time and we'll discuss the new stuff again. Till then, I will see you next time.